Hi there, I'm Fox 13 meteorologist Nash Rhodes with an update on what's happening in the tropics. Thank you for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com, and I want to get right into it. Over our state, not a lot happening on infrared satellite imagery, but it's still Tropical Storm Melissa that has our attention in the Caribbean. This is the only named storm that we're currently tracking, and as of the time of this recording, it is a tropical storm. I am anticipating that this is going to become a hurricane here shortly, and as we get into the next 24 to 48 hours, it'll likely undergo rapid intensification, which will have this at some point in time likely become a major hurricane and perhaps a very strong one at that. More on that in just a moment. Here's the latest from the 8 a.m. advisory. Winds are sustained at 70 miles per hour with this storm. The movement west-northwest at just 1 miles per hour. It has been moving erratically over the past few days, which is why forecast models have had such a difficult time with this. Look at the past track. It has gone west, back to the east, doubled back on itself, had a center reform farther to the east and moved back and forth. It is now going to move generally to the north and west over the next few days as it approaches Jamaica. That's why they are now under a hurricane warning. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for portions of Haiti, and they also have a hurricane watch in place for the island. Tropical storm Melissa now moving to the north, as I mentioned, very slowly. It will pick up a little bit of speed as we get farther down the pipeline, but not by much. It will also be increasing its winds quite a bit. 155-mile-per-hour winds, the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center, that is getting awfully close to Category 5 status. And if it can take advantage of these very warm waters in the upper 80s just to the south of the island, it could do so. That turn eventually takes it near the island moving into Tuesday, but regardless, they are going to get quite a bit of rainfall and strong winds with a close passing storm, regardless of an actual landfalling event. Remember, the center of this cone is just where the National Hurricane Center center line is. That means that the center of the storm could travel on the right or far left side of this cone, and impacts will be far outstanding from where that forecast cone actually draws in that yellow shaded region. Eventually, this tapers off to the north and east and is steered away by an upper level trough that will take it away from the United States and well and east of Florida. The Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands will be carefully monitoring this situation, as well as Hispaniola, Cuba, and Jamaica in the near future. That trough to the north and west of the system. Notice the two different arrows on the screen. Those are the two potential paths this could take, and it could even do a hybrid of the two in the middle. Not out of the question, but I'm showing you each of these two because the orange path would bring maximum impacts to Jamaica. You never want to be on the right side of a storm like this, especially if it's slow moving, because that's where impacts would be maximized. A westward track through or to the west of Jamaica would bring them the brunt of the impacts and likely eventually take this up into eastern Cuba. If this travels to the east of Jamaica, which some forecast models still show, impacts would be more maximized in Hispaniola. Here's the rainfall map to give you a better idea of this. Now, what I want to point out is we're still expecting damaging straight line winds and storm surge with this system, but it's the amount of rainfall that we're very concerned with. We're talking over a foot of rain possible within this white shaded region here, and that in combination with the mountainous terrain in spots like Haiti could spell some big impacts, including the Dominican Republic here if this travels on the east side or east of Jamaica entirely. Models like the GFS or American forecast models hint at that possibility. Notice the European model taking this a little bit farther to the west, a track that goes over or just to the west side of the island and then back to the north and east. That's important because higher impacts would be felt in Jamaica if that's the case. Notice still heavy rain being felt in Haiti and then eventually eastern Cuba, keeping a very close eye on the evolution of this system. Computer models have come to a bit more of a consensus, and unfortunately that includes the island of Jamaica. Eventually those models taper back to the north and east, and as I mentioned, eastern Cuba, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and Hispaniola will be watching this very carefully for these next few days. This will be a slowly evolving forecast as this system is only chugging along again at just 1 mile an hour for now. As we get more updates, we'll keep you up to speed right here at myfoxhurricane.com.